All right, today we have gonna do a quick video today. Have a Honda 2005 Honda Accord with a 2.4. It's the BCLA trans, which is 5-speed trans. And the code I'm getting a P0982 shift solenoid D low input. Okay, first of all, this P0982 is a straight up electrical code. Cannot be generated by a mechanical problem. All right, so what we're going to do now is we're going to go over to the car. I have the scan tool on there. I actually already see what's going on with this thing. You know, the solenoid seems to be shorted, and on these BCLAs, the solenoid is internal to the transmission. I believe there may be an access cover, but honestly, these BCLAs, as many Hondas as I do here, probably at least 1 to 2 a week. I don't get too many of these BCLAs. I've done one of them. But I do believe there may be an access cover to the shift solenoids. I have to get it up in the air to look at that, but unfortunately, you know, all the lifts are full because we're very busy. But I just want to make a quick video just to take you through the, you know, the steps, talk through the diagnostic procedure of what I did to figure this thing out, to tell that the solenoid is shorted. I'll show you where the computer is. We'll look at a wiring diagram that I have on the computer. So we're going to go do that now. So first thing we'll do is we'll get a shot of the scan tool, and then we'll probably look at a wiring diagram, and then so I'm going to see if I can get some light down where the computer is to show you guys what I did. And I have my ohmmeter, you know, volt ohmmeter there, and we'll get a reading on the solenoid. All right, so I'm going to get set up with the scan tool, and I'll be right back. All right, so here's my code, P0982. I hope this is coming out clear. Shift solenoid D low input. All right, so now we're going to go over to the wiring. We're going to go up to the computer where the wiring diagram is, and we're going to take a fast look at that to see what wire colors we're looking for and how we can identify the wire. All right, so we'll head over to the computer. All right, so what we're looking for now is we need shift solenoid D, which is here. Okay, we see that is a green and red wire. And what I normally do is I look at the one above it and the one below it to help identify the wire. So the C4 connector is green and white, and the C6 connector is blue and black. All right, so because we want the C5 green and red, that is shift solenoid D, SHD, shift solenoid D. Okay, so we want to go over to where the computer is, the C connector. I believe this has 5 of them, A, B, C, D, and E. So the C, of course, is going to be the probably the third one in, and I looked it up, it's identified by a black connector. All right, so we're going to head over to the car. I hope this is coming out clear. We're going to head over to the car and start looking at the wires. All right, so I'm in the passenger side of the car. Just wanted to give you guys a shot of the computer. It's back in here. You can see all the wires. I just took one little panel down. It's pretty easy access, and I peeled the carpet back, so that's where the PCM lives. And now what I'm going to do is I just want to get set up, see what the easiest way to do this. And I'm going to pull the connector out. The C connector is the third connector in, and I can see the black plastic from here. So now I'm going to get set up with that, pull that connector out, just push the tab down, pull it right out, and we'll get set up with the ohm meter and ohm the solenoid out. All right, so I have the connector unplugged, and as you can see here, you know, the C connector is of course identified by the black plastic, just what it said on ShopKey Pro. So I have the bed of nails in the wire for the D solenoid, and I identified it by looking at the one, you know, before it and the one after it. So I have my lead hooked up here, and I have it grounded just to like a piece on the framing of the car or chassis or bolt or something. All right, so now I'm going to turn the voltmeter to ohms, and these solenoids typically are 12 to 24 ohms. So let's turn this thing on and I got, look at that, 0.4. All right, so we've got a definite problem here. And like I said, time is a little short for me. Once I saw I had that reading, I checked the circuit, the wire, you know, going to the solenoid, and that checked out okay. Didn't have any resistance in the line or anything like that. So we're definitely looking at a shorted solenoid, or maybe, like I said, these are internal, could be possibly maybe something with an internal harness. So what we're going to do now is I'm just going to pause the camera for a minute, and I'm going to show you what a good solenoid is compared to this one. You see this one is 0.4. So I'm going to check the one above it or the one below, because they're both shift solenoids. They're pretty much all the same ohm-wise. So I'm going to do that now. We'll see what reading we get on a good solenoid. All right, so I got this hooked up to the one right next to it. I'm on the green and white wire. So I'm not sure what solenoid that is, but what we're going to do is going to turn on the ohm meter and see what reading we got there. Okay, so we got 11 ohms. So that's within spec. These may be 12 to 24, 11 to 22, but I know that's within range. So we know we got a definite problem with that shift solenoid D. All right, so what I wanted to do is just take you guys through the steps of how I would go about figuring out this problem. You know, when you make the checks at the computer, you're also checking the integrity of the wire going down to the solenoid. And if the solenoid did show a problem, which we know shift solenoid D showed a problem, at that point I disconnected the harness from the solenoids, and I checked the integrity of the wire going to the solenoid, and that seemed to be okay, so which narrowed it down to the solenoid all by itself, or something inside. These solenoids are internal, and like I said, I believe there may be some kind of an access panel, but we were dealing with a hard code of P0982, shift solenoid low input, and we saw we had about a half an ohm when we should have probably 11 to 12 ohms minimum. So at this point now, once we get a lift, we got to pick this thing up in the air and see what we're looking at to get this thing repaired. All right, so again, 2005 Honda Accord 2.4. BCLA 5-speed transmission, P0982 shift solenoid D. Now we went through the steps to kind of verify the solenoid is the issue. All right, guys, I'm sorry it was a little short on the video, but time is short for me today. It's actually a Saturday, and I do have to get out of here. So I thank you guys for watching, and have a great day.